So, according to reports, Man City are now favourites for Elliot Anderson, and Pep is obsessed with him. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Hi guys, hope you're doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, we're going to be talking about this story. Yes. Spoiler alert, get ready for loads of Elliot Anderson news over the next, 6 months or so, because that's all we're going to be hearing about. We'll also talk about a new signing Forest have made, and on top of that, get to hear my thoughts on stuff you probably don't want to hear. So make sure you've hit the like button, make sure you've subscribed as well. And just a quick one, this isn't a sponsorship or anything, but I'm with Octopus Energy, and I gotta say, as expensive as electricity and gas is, Octopus have been pretty good. They were sending me emails like offering me free power-ups and things like that. And there is a referral code. So if you guys want to get 50 quid on sign up and I get £50 credit at the same time, we share and share alike. So if you're looking to change your energy suppliers, I do recommend them. I've been with them for 5 years now, I think, or something. So you can scan this QR code or click on the links. Not sponsored, it's just a recommendation from me to you. And we both make 50 quid. Credit, that is. So check that out. Links in the comments. But let's get into these stories, right? Because this Elliot Anderson, as I just said, it's not going to disappear. It's constantly going to be spoken about. And now there's a list of teams wanting him. You got Man City, who are apparently in pole position. You got Manchester United, who are desperate for him. And then you got Newcastle, who would like him back. And then Chelsea are also fishing around. Now, I think there'll be more clubs that come in for him when we get closer to the summer. But the real debate right now is, are Forest going to sell him in January, or are they going to hold out till the summer? And we've heard and we've covered off before about what things like Ben Jacobs has been saying about clauses in the contract. Not release clauses, but clauses within that may make him cheaper. A lot to digest there, right? But I want to talk to you about the City side of things, and then I'll tell you how I think believable it is or not. So it says in this report, it seems like it's going to be a matter of time before Elliot Anderson leaves Forest. The England international appears to be destined for a big club in the future. I mean, that annoys me just reading that big club line. He's already at one. Anderson has become one of the most elite midfielders in the Premier League this season. He's also become an integral component of the England setup. His game's gone from strength to strength. We know that. So it goes on to then talk about how Man City are feeling about him. So Elliot Anderson shines in his possession, so on and so forth. It goes on. And then it says, the reports are that Man City are currently considered the favourites to sign Forest midfielder Elliot Anderson. Furthermore, City could face competition from Manchester United to sign the England international. Despite Manchester United's interest in signing Anderson, City are determined to do whatever it takes to sign Anderson ahead of any competition. And a lot of this has to do with the likes of Bernardo Silva is coming out of contract, and Rodri as well, who they don't know in terms of fitness, how he's looking. So there's going to be a push for it. Now, what these reports are saying is that if Man City were to come in for Anderson, it would probably be in the summer. I think that's when Bernardo Silva's contract runs out, and they're probably going to give Rodri another 6 months to see how he is under fitness. So that kind of makes sense to me. Where the others are going to try and swoop in is in January. So there are more reports to say that Manchester United will consider coming in January, almost to try and beat the other competition, to undercut Man City, if you like. Now, nothing has changed in Forest's stance on Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson is not for sale, I think, under any circumstances this January at Forest. I think he does go in the summer, if I'm being honest with you. Again, I'll say not because I think he's pushing for a move or he's desperate to get out of Forest or whatever. I think the money that will be offered will be too good for Forest to say no to. It'll be similar to the Elanga situation in the summer. Although I don't agree with the fee they ended, actually, now that you look at it, we may have got quite a bit for Elanga, more than he was worth, if you listen to what the Newcastle fans are saying. But put that to one side. Forest said they sold Elanga because the fee was too good for us to refuse. Therefore, Elanga was sold. I think it will be a similar scenario with Elliot Anderson. If someone comes in with something near 100 million, which is Forest's asking price, then Forest will sell. But as I've said many times before, I'm not going to keep repeating it. There's the whole pre-World Cup and post-World Cup. Forest would prefer post-World Cup because there'll be more hype around Anderson, okay? So, watch this space. Now, do I think anyone will come and bid for him in January? I'd be very surprised. January's not really that active a market. You only get people in if you're desperate. If, let's just say, Man City found out that, I don't know, Rodri was out for the rest of the season or something like that, they may look to panic and they lost Nico Gonzalez and all their other central midfielders, then yeah, obviously they're going to go in and obviously they're going to know they're going to pay over the odds. So outside of that scenario, I don't see that happening. Now, there are reports as well from the Forest side of things that Forest will be active in the January window to try and get a central midfielder. Okay, this isn't related to Elliot Anderson. I'll talk more on that on tomorrow's video. But Forest will potentially be active. I don't think it's going to be a crazy busy January window. I think it'll be crazy busy with the rumours and the links that we see to players. But I don't think we'll get more than 2, maybe 3 in. And for Forest, that's a very quiet window. But one person that is coming in for sure, you guys remember this guy, Cubano? He is coming back to Forest. Now, remember he was at Botafogo, and now he's coming back to Forest to officially be a Forest player. And this is fantastic news. There are good positive signs on this. Now, I'll tell you guys now, don't expect him to come in and be Maldini. Okay, that's not who he is. Don't expect him to come in and be Roberto Carlos. Actually, maybe more towards Roberto Carlos, right? Because I never thought Roberto Carlos was a great left back. Not that I'm only 24, right? I can't remember Roberto Carlos. But he has that kind of... Roberto Carlos was better attacking than he was defending. I'd probably say that's the same with Cubano. But I am excited to see him because he'll offer a different dynamic, a different element, and also more depth as well. Now, at the same time, he's been a bit like Igor Jesus. He's been quite happy at Botafogo. There's this real nice bond and feeling at Botafogo. And there's quotes here that I just want to read to you guys where he said to the supporters, the story doesn't end here. That was in his farewell speech. He did that on social media or something. And basically he's saying, I'm leaving the door open because I love it here and I would like to come back. So the situation, it says here in the report as well, situation remains straightforward on paper. Premier League club signed Cubano at the end of August window, loaned him back. The agreement was he'd return to England in early January, aka when the transfer window opens in January. So that's still the official plan. He's expected to report for pre-season and be assessed by Sean Dyche and his coaches. Botafogo, however, have not abandoned hope that the Brazilian would want to explore a new loan deal and believe a strong relationship between Textor and Marinakis could yet play a role. So I think what I would see here happening is this depends a lot on how Sean Dyche assesses Zinchenko. Now, I don't know if there's a break clause in the loan deal. I would assume there's something that Forest can do with Arsenal to ship Zinchenko back to there. If they did that, then they'd bring in Cubano. But with Cubano being wanted by Botafogo, if Zinchenko were to stay, then Cubano could go. Now, my preference is get rid of Zinchenko and bring in Cubano for 2 reasons. One, Zinchenko is crap, okay? I don't really rate him as a left back. I think he's all right as a midfielder, but not as a left back. Secondly, and more importantly, put my biases aside, is that Cubano is a Forest player, and I think he will need 6 months just to adjust to life in the Premier League. Obviously, he'll have Igor Jesus, Jair Cunha, all the rest of the Brazilians, so it'll be a comfortable fit-in for him. But I would like to see him over the second part of the season, just settling in, getting a couple of games here and there when we need cover, maybe in the FA Cup, things like that, a couple of Europa Leagues if we got some crappy draws when we go through, but it's probably going to get a bit harder. And then pre-season, he can attack kind of full-blooded, fully integrated in. Makes more sense to me because he's our player rather than play Zinchenko and prep him up, then ship him off to Arsenal. And his contract is up anyway at Arsenal. So what would you do with him? Would you keep him or sell him? I'm hoping we keep him. I think the signs are positive towards him coming. But you guys let me know what you would do. And that brings you up to date with your transfer news, guys. So get your thoughts in on all of that. If you are changing your energy supplies, go check out Octopus. You get 50, I get 50. Sounds like a good deal. And please hit the like, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.